Hello everyone, Blue Star Saber here once again to do another Dead Rock chapter review. Chapter 16, the afternoon portion. This chapter pretty much follows up after Mikoto's battle against one of the demon teachers, the one called I believe it is Boltagar. Let's see, seemingly Boltagar seemingly have the advantage, but then starts panicking once Mikoto asks him certain questions and reveals that she's a part of this sort of special forces or secret service called Ghost. Some sort of appears to be some sort of demon cops in the world of demons, as and is now here to replace some of the rest, and he seems to be a bit panicking. And also Yokota encounters a third-year student, I believe, called Aries, who seemingly lets him beat him up. But how this will take place, we'll find out. But before that, we've got Mikoto's. We got a new cover Britzy page to discuss where we finally got Mikoto's info card, because if I recall, she didn't really have an info card when they were first doing them before. With the other characters. For some reason, she didn't get hers, and then we went back to covers. But it seems like Hiro was saving it for this chapter, since this is when we're going to get all the details that needed to be exposed about her. Well, her name, you got pretty much the outfit when we were first introduced to Mikoto on the side, where it says her name. Mikoto, of course, Root Lich, she likes corpses, dislikes evil. Granted, the corpses thing is probably a given. And given the fact that we just learned she's a part of a secret service thing, she looks to be. That probably makes sense that she dislikes evil. So it does make me wonder if she will eventually team up with Yakuto to try and take down God, if you will. Anyway, the description goes: she can manipulate corpses and make them into her soldiers. She is a member of the Demon World Secret Service Agency Ghost. She came to Dead Rock to execute Boltagar, one of the 4 demon teachers. Her strength was already well known before she came to Dead Rock, so she's famous among the first years. Okay, so she's got a bit of a reputation, and it seems like she's regarded as a famous fighter at the very least. So we got that information. Though, granted, it seems like her affiliation with Ghost is not well known. Otherwise, Boltagar would have. Hold a sec. Otherwise, Boltagar wouldn't have reacted to the fact when she revealed her badge to him as the way he did. So, So at the very least, she's a famous fighter, but not known with her affiliation, from what I can tell. And when the chapter begins with Yakuto asking Aries about what Ghost is, as he explains how they're the Demon World Secret Service Agency, saying that they judge criminals. With Yakuto making the good point, saying, "Isn't that pretty much everyone in the Demon World a criminal?" With Aries going, "Well, yeah, you're kind of correct there," as he's smiling on that part. Oops, my TV nearly turned on there for a sec. Wait, is it turning on? No, my mistake. Anyway, you got Boltagar panicking about ghosts, one of his students being a ghost agent, as you've got her holding the badge still. As she says on behalf of Ghost, she will hereby execute him. Basically going to say, when he starts panicking, going hold on a second. God created Ghost, so why would you go after him since he's one of his allies? But Mikoto says that a previous god created Ghost, as you see a bunch of her corpses now surrounding her, with him going a previous god, and she's saying the current god is trying to destroy it. In other words, we're not under his control. And this gets Boltagar start panicking and smiling again, thinking, you might be a ghost agent, but you're just a little girl. So he's going to send her to Davy Jones's locker and won't have anything to fear. It seems he has dropped the sort of C phrasing, at least, with this part of the chapter, at least. But Mikoto, in a rather dark stare glare, we can see only half her face, which is, if I die, he'll come. King, the head of Ghost, and this sort of gets Baltar to panic, saying, the one person that even the omnipotent God couldn't kill, King. So we've now got someone that God cannot kill. As she's just walking by, Baltar says, just kidding, saying, I'm begging you, please, looking rather now pathetic, sort of killing off all the hype, if you ask me, saying, please spare my life, at least don't kill me. And she goes and probably points out, when the students beg you to spare their lives, you kidnap them and sell them off like objects. He goes like, no, it's not like that. They're swimming with the fishes. They're still alive. I know it. Then perhaps not use a quote like swim with the fishes. But anyway, she gets, Baltar gets stomped to the ground by Mikoto, says, calling him an absolute scum. As we cut to I believe other students, particularly 1A, with this sort of Nika-like dude called EG taking out some sort of demon student. And then we got a dude with another 1A student with glasses and spiky ears, possibly horns as well, called Des, taking out another student, seemingly turning him to stone or something. At least that's what I'm guessing. They comment that they've got the one called EG says that they've got 23 points. So with him saying that you've got more than enough, but he says, let's go look for Yakuto. Saying that if they don't take care of him, these points will be meaningless anyway, as it seems they are trying to target him for one reason or another. But anyway, you get then a bunch of what appears to be a bunch of random demons being a bit of a fan club for this set Sonogun. In a similar manner, you would probably get I think, what is his Kenpachi? He was a fan of that one pop singer from Gintama, if you will. And we get this young female demon that has we have some sort of eye, kind of marking. Markings on her head that looks like an eye. Oh, you all called for me? And they're all just saying, that we'll be your bodyguards no matter what bad guys come after you. We'll protect you with all our strength. Yeah. And they're just so madly fanboying over her, saying, she's going like, why aren't you all dependent group? At me. Why? Aren't you all a dependable group? Then goes like, the thing is, I'm sure I could use some points. Saying that because you all burn for me, they all just realize, wait, what? But too late, they get incinerated and they all burn. As she goes like, your lives were only worth a measly 5 points, not caring, not one regret for killing her fan club. Anyway, you get Frey taking out one student. You get Raisin taking out 2. Hanami taking out another. Yakuto taking out another. Then you get this sort of spiky hair dude that seems to be getting the... Oh, I forgot his name, but the hair kind of reminds me of that one character from Eden Zero with the water abilities. I've forgotten the name. Is he lucky? She's probably going to scold me later, but I could probably ask him about it. But with a sort of tough guy looking kind of face. This sort of jelly head long neck thing. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of that squishy thing from well, maybe not really that squishy thing, but from Rave Master. But he seems to be doing some illusions, taking out other students. Anyway, we cut back to Mitsuko saying, I came to Dead Rock and execute you. But she realizes that once she got here, there's someone here who's even worse than him. So she says, so if I let you live, I want you to work for me. And he says, he'll do anything, whatever he wants, going on Mikoto-sama. And she says, act like a teacher when we're in public. So no longer doing that pathetic display. And the announcement of the tournament is, let's see, the sort of field day thing is over. You see all the students that were taking part, be it, let's see, Class F or Class 1A. Let's see, looking around as they hear the signal. And so some of the characters we saw as well, taking part from the last few pages. As the announcer says, that concludes the morning portion, telling students well done, saying that they'll take a 1 hour recess, and then the afternoon portion will commence. As they go on, the afternoon portion will be a tournament fought among the top 8 individual point holders, and at the end of the class that has the largest amount of points will win. As you get a bunch of the students cheering in excitement, with I believe Chakako saying how many points you all got, with Hanin saying I've got 8. Frey says she's got 17, and let's see, I think this impresses either Hanin or Chakato saying, well, that's time, you might make it in. And then we cut to like God's room, if you will, where Scurbus, one of the 4 demon teachers, ends up asking the principal about the afternoon portion will begin, telling him that the afternoon portion will begin shortly. And God just asks Lilith to give him a number, any number, and she goes 666 as like the standard demon satanic number, if you will. And God goes 666, putting his hand on top of a globe. And then we see a bunch of lights flying everywhere and a bunch of, it appears to be meteors striking into the planet, causing massive explosions. She ends up at Lilith, asks, what are you doing, sir? And he says, this is the human world. Meteorites just fell on 606 towns because of you. And she's pretty much going like, oh, how splendid. I wish I said, let's see, 690,000, which I'm pretty certain I have an idea what she's implying with those numbers. But anyway, God goes like, what number do you think Boltgard gave me? And she says, no idea. And he just pretty much says 1. And he goes like, and one of them goes like, what a tedious man. As we just see him sitting on the cove, and he's just got his hand held to his head, just seemingly sighing, or just like being resigned to like the fate that he has now that he's now in service of Mikoto. Anyway, we cut to like a tournament stadium in the school, the Deaf Arena, where everyone's getting excited. The announcer says, we will now reveal a list of participants in the tournament. And we see Loza, let's see, and who they'll be fighting with. And we've got someone called EG versus Lloyd, that Neko Cat dude versus like the sort of one that reminded me of that water user, but with a more rougher face. You got Frey versus Loizen of the 4 demon teachers, so their long-awaited fight is about to begin. And you got Chakako saying 2 people from our class got in. Let's see, with Raisin saying, why didn't I? With Mikoto saying, but that's, and Hanami goes like, yeah. And Yakuto says, Frey-san, as we see that we got where Yakuto is, where he's up against someone called Dest, the black sunglasses dude I mentioned earlier. Where, let's see, we've got Setsuna, the girl that burned her fan club, against Vigio, against a sort of jelly kind of squiggly kind of guy that was in one of the panels. Frey's like, never thought I'd get to fight Lawson like this. Let's see, with Dest saying that looks like I get to kill Yakuto. And let's see, Ichi's just going like, seemingly not really caring which one of them actually does kill him as long as he's dead. But you get from the other students going like, huh? Why isn't Ares in it? And then another goes like, yeah. Particularly like these, I think one of them's like a mouse, octopus, and a bunny kind of thing. I'm not sure what kind of reference that might be. With Ares going like, I lost to Yakuto-kun. This shocked many of these types of students. With Yakuto saying, that's not exactly what happened. with I believe EG going like you again, huh? Probably looking at Yakuto, or maybe he's actually thinking about Ares sabotaging. But his opponent Lloyd says you should keep your eyes on me, and he does actually do that now. With Batsuban wondering like who she's up against, and then she meets let's see Vertigo, if you will, as he's just glowing glop 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 thing, and she's like saying goodness, saying why aren't you absolutely revolting, doing a bit of trash talk, if you will. Frey tells Yakuto, let's fight each other in the final round, and he says, yeah, let's do our best. As God says, and now fight, students. As everyone gets ready, you see a bunch of random students with God saying there's only one rule, and says it's fight to the death, kill your opponent to win. And this shocks both Yakuto and Frey. As Lawson's smiling, as he goes like, only one of you can survive each fight. As Dest and EG of looking from class 1A and looking at each other, realizing that one of them will have to die if they end up winning. And with the other three remaining contestants just simply smiling in excitement, or except maybe the jiggly one, who just seems to keep the same expression. But nevertheless, that ends the chapter. Anyway, my overall thoughts. Okay. So we learn a bit more about Ghost this chapter, pretty much, what they kind of are. Particularly when Yakuto asked the question about Ghost, and then Secret Service, saying that they judge criminals. But I do like how Yakuto kind of points out, like, isn't technically every demon in the demon world a criminal in some form and capacity, in which I do like how Ares seems. Yeah, you're completely right on this part. And it's like, yeah, let's see, when given everything that we've seen beforehand, there's a lot of things that could have shut down, like Dead Rock as a school, but it's still up there, and it seems like it's still allowed to go on. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what Ghost actually wants to do to try and change things, and perhaps maybe they can actually prevent demons from preventing crimes. We'll just have to wait and see more on Yakuto's part, but yeah. Anyway, I do like how Boltagar seems to be completely in panic, though. I'm like, let's see, just to sort of show just how dangerous, like, the Ghost unit, like, the sort of Ghost unit is, if you will. It's like, oh crud, I'm actually in serious trouble, because it seems to imply that Mikoto could actually end up killing him. I do like how he tries to do a bit of a loophole about, don't you see, God pretty much, you guys work for God and all that stuff, but we also learned some very important information that Ghost was created by a previous God, so it seems that implies that God, there's never been like more than one, there seems to be like more than one God, God is a bit of a sort of like leadership title, but it seems like only befalls like the strongest, and it can end up being replaced. So gods can pretty much die, as Yakuto is probably hoping for, and it seems like there are at least one or two gods that came before the current god of the Dead Rock world, and he created Ghost, so he knows he might be a bit more of a more righteous man before being killed by a much more evil god who took his place, if you will. So yeah, but this does get Boltagar get his spunk back a bit, but we end up but it's interesting to learn that there's an individual called King. Now, granted, when I thought of King, I thought like King from One Punch Man as like the roar of the King's engine. It's like, I'm not actually strong. I just, let's see, you just end up being at the wrong place at the wrong time, pretty much. So that was my thought. But at the very least, it seems like this King of Ghost, is someone that God failed to kill, because it's a bit interesting, because up to this point, God seemed to be invincible, that no one could take him on, but it seems like there's at least one person that was able to do so, and it's enough to terrify one of the four demon teachers to submit it and beg him to spare his life. I do like how speaking of that, I do like how Mikoto points out that did you ask the students to beg for that? But he gets then more desperate and pathetic and saying, "They're still alive, I'm sure of it." But yeah, on one hand, it's an absolute base power move from like Mitsuko to like stomp Boltagar to the ground. But at the same time, I feel like it now his presence as a threatening villain, and probably maybe even some of the Demon 4 teachers as a whole, has just pretty much been sort of like let's see, squandered. So yeah, you pretty much got like a like this group isn't really threatening anymore if one of their members is bowing down, begging for his life, pretty much. But yeah, I do like how we get to see some of the students from like some of the other classes taking down points, particularly 1A, who like these two seem to be have a very big grudge against Yakuto for one reason or another. I might have forgotten why, but it could be Yakuto probably did kill one of their classmates. Hold on. Yeah, probably something like that. I don't know. I'll probably have to ask Lucky Chi when I see him later, I guess. So as I believe we'll be discussing both of these chapters in a post-review kind of way. But yeah, but I do like how they just talk about their priorities to take down Yakuto. We also get introduced some like we get introduced to someone called Setsu-san, who seems to have quite a bit of a fanboys who want to protect her, but she would rather kill them all just to score points in this tournament, and it kind of shows you just how ruthless and heartless as a villainess she actually kind of is, which will be a bit interesting. As could this be like well, besides until the talk, let's see, possibly I think let's see, well actually if it wasn't for the tournament, I wondered she would have been a future opponent for one of the two female leads in Dead Rock, but that seems to not be the case. It seems more like she's hyped up for this tournament itself. And she's shown to be quite ruthless, killing her fan club. So yeah, I might have already said that, sorry, but yeah. But it seems like she's based on fire. She seems to have some firepower. So I do wonder if that means that she's going to be in a matchup with Frey, I think. Hold on. No, let's see. She probably end up fighting Yokoto down the line. She's probably Yokoto's opponent, but yeah. So we do have that. I do also like how we got members of like Class F continuing to fight and taking down random grunt students, even if they don't get like the center focus stages there. As well as this other new muscle-bound student and Jiggly one, who I do not know, but he seems to have some sort of one's got super strength and one seems to be able to turn others Jiggly and Jelly when fighting them. So yeah. An interesting development, I will say here, is rather than kill Boltagar, let's see, as she intended to execute him, she realized that there's someone actually more worse than him. So she says that, I'll let you live in exchange. Let's see, you work for me. And he just readily agrees this. So it's interesting, at least on, let's see, where she seems to like, how should I put this? Mikoto seems to like I've forgotten what I was going to say. Is at least willing to like okay, I'm willing to give you a chance, but you're now my subordinate, and you're going to do stuff how I want in order to find information of what I need to do to take on this one person that's seemingly more evil than him. If I had to guess, that's probably going to be Lilith. As I think Mikoto's probably going to fight Lilith down the line, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, both opponents will prove to be more of a hype than like Boltagar is right now. But we'll have to wait and see on that part. But I do like how she's like going like okay, you got to act like a normal teacher when when we're in the class and in public. So yeah. I do like how you got the timeout and you got everyone just looking up. The announcer saying about, okay, talking about the 1 hour process. And and talking about how the afternoon portion of that tournament will be fought among the top individual 8 holders, saying that at the end, the class that has the largest amount of points will win. So, yeah, it seems like Class 1A managed to win in the end, as you got them celebrating with Chakago saying, like, how many points did you all get? Hani says, I have 8. And Chaco's going like, is that all you've got? I've got 17. And that's what Frey says. And that's like, whoa, that's nice. You actually make it, you actually, let's see, hold on. Let me just rephrase that. What I'm saying, well, that's a ton. You might make it in, which of course probably does. That means she will. Then cut to let's see, the God's throne room, and we learn just how ruthless God is, asking Lilith to pick a number, and he destroys that many towns from it. So showing that, let's see, God of the Dead Rock Demon World is a much more of a menace, and much more evil than we actually think if he's just asking for numbers just to destroy places at random. But let's see, but granted, Lilith seems to be a bit more of a, let's see, more sarcastic joy in this than I think God, as she says that, oh, I wish I went for 690,000, which frankly, I think anyone who reads the internet knows what he is like referring to. So what she's referring to with that joke, and he was being a bit naughty. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of that bit, but anyway, you get them asking. Let's see. We also learned that Bosco just only asked for the 1, and that's probably because, let's see, Mikoto asked her to do this, or at the very least, probably didn't want to face her retribution for, let's see, even if indirectly causing the death of students. So I think that works in her. Let's see. So that's probably why he did it. But it seems like he's now being mocked by either his fellow Demon 4 teachers or God himself for doing the choices he did. But it seems like he actually regrets doing the choices he did, though. Arguably, that's probably for the better. It's like you don't really want to be responsible for like the genocide of many worlds, but yeah. Anyway, we finally get the matchups of the tournament, and I think for the most part they make sense. Frey versus Lozen. Granted, I know we've got a lot of people commenting and like, oh wait, it's that guy before, and it's like but yeah, this longer-rated match is coming sooner than expected. I figured this would be more of endgame, but it seems like Lozen is about to fight Frey, and we'll see who comes out on top of that one. Edgy versus the Lord. And you got Yakuto versus Des, which I mentioned earlier. So we know who he's going to beat. And then we got Setsu Sano versus Virgo. So yeah, I'm pretty certain we're going to get Setsu Sano versus Yakuto. Well, granted, here I might just surprise us all and have Virgo end up winning the battle, winning the fight against Zetsu Sano instead. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the matchups are. But yeah, it's a nice little matchup with just characters that we just, even for the most part, introduce on now from like Class F. I do like how many of the students end up asking what happened to Ares, who was like fighting Yakoto, and he's just like, oh, he lost, and that just shocks everyone. And it goes to show just how powerful Ares actually is. But let's see, but on like let's see with Yakuto then just commenting about say that's not exactly what happened, and Ishi's just going like you again, huh? And sort of a muscle dude saying you should keep your eyes on me, and that's what he does. With her asking who I'm up against, and you get the glove dude, let's see, coming forward to her, and she's like, oh goodness, you're revolting. So I do like how she seems to have some sort of certain beauty standards, and this glob dude is not that beauty standard, if you will. I do like how Yakoto says, let's meet it to the finals. Let's see, I mean, Frey says to Yakoto, let's make it to the finals, and they do make this promise, so yeah. So I do like the sort of building friendship and maybe possibly romance between Yakuto and Frey has been building up to since then. But it seems God has other plans and saying that all tournaments we fight to the death, that's the only rule. Shocking both of Yakuto and Frey because they realized if they get to the finals now, they'd have to kill each other. Same with the Class 1F students, but the Class 1A students. But now everyone else is just excited to do the matches. So so that's a pretty good way to end the cliffhanger, because now you're going to get like both Frey and Yokota conflicted, and let's see, we'll have to find out whether or not those two do make it to the finals, and whether or not they can resolve their security differences, even with like God saying, "Oh no, you gotta fight to the death." So we'll have to wait and see how that end plays out. But it could end up being tragedy where Frey ends up being killed by Lawson or one of the other students, or maybe even Yokota herself before the tournament, before they can go back to Coruscant. So I'll have to wait and see where this goes here with Yokota to Yakuto. But I think it's going to end up being rather tragic and losing another friend, because I think at this point Heian is dead, but who knows, I could be wrong. Anyway, overall I'll give this chapter like a 7.5 out of 10. There's a few, a few bits I find a bit questionable from like the writing, like hold on, let me just get the beginning of the chapter up. How I'm trying to think. I've forgotten what I was going to say. I'm getting tired. But saying a bit of inconsistencies with, I think, and I'm just oh boy. Well, okay, I can't really. Okay, maybe I don't actually have some complaints. Okay, well, I do think like the four demon teachers don't look good after this, even though it looks Mikoto looks like a more power move, if you will. But there's also let's see, some very here it is, not inconsistencies. It's like some very questionable let's see, I guess you could say let's see, some things about going like, wait, why isn't Ghost dealing with all these students who broke demons and breaking the law? Because everyone breaks the law, kind of thing. But we did learn a bit of info about this, like there have been other gods, or those who have the title, as well as what the Ghost organization is and who their leader is, and someone that God cannot kill. So there's that thing there. Baltigor being forced to be a spy for Mikito. And God showing his ruthlessness by killing 666 towns. Let's see, 666 towns with just meteors, because Lilith asked her, and you get a bit of a, let's see, tongue-in-cheek and fan service kind of like naming thing there for a certain position, but I'm not going to go into details with more than that. But but I do like the sort of matchups we got, and sort of twist that they all have to fight to the death, so only one person can survive. Could this be the end of the Yokota Frey potential shipping? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. So I'd say 7.5 out of 10. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Thank you for listening to me, and I apologize for any delays and or stuttering I may have said in the stream, as it's getting a bit late and I'm starting to need to head off to bed. But I'll be discussing Dead Rock again soon with Lucky Chi, and I'm also going to be watching certain films that I might also review. But for now, I am Blue Star Saber, signing off. Thank you for listening, everyone, and goodbye.